much in the middle of the year, I reflect on the fact that this year, like all the years in the past, seems to have gone past the quickest that I can remember. And of course it starts to get one thinking as to why this happens. But the other thing that's on my mind at the moment is some of the very interesting issues that have taken place in society, in particular in South Africa. And I think what I'm starting to reflect on is this need to separate the symptom and the cause. And I have a suspicion that much of the political activity, in particular political activity associated with student leadership in South Africa, suggests to me that we cannot ignore the fact that there are still some very deep-seated challenges facing our society. Now let me tell you, the bottom line is these are issues that need to be dealt with. There's no way that one can get through something like this without actually taking ownership of that and identifying the problem and working towards a solution. I'm not for one moment suggesting that many people don't think that they've been working towards solutions for decades. The problem, however, is that the proof of the pudding's in the eating, and my suspicion is that so far the eating hasn't been that good, and as a result of that, we're starting to see the kind of activity that I remember as a student from the late 1980s. And we all know that that led to massive change within our society. So one of the things at the back of our mind is that this may well be something that we're looking at. The other thing that strikes me at this time of the year is that now we've seen all the data on our manufacturing industry, I think it's a sobering fact as a country to step back and imagine for a moment what it would have been like if we'd said 20 years ago that our manufacturing industry would in fact have contracted, which is clearly what has been taking place. I think one of the things to recognize from that, of course, is that so be it. These things do change, and we know that financial services are taking over much of the activity within our economy. But at the same time, we need to recognize that it's largely in the manufacturing sector and areas related to that we see job opportunities that need to be created. Having said that, we live in a continent where there's no doubt in my mind we are going to see massive growth and massive development. But as a country, the one thing that I keep thinking about is, what is it that makes you successful? And more, looking at what's happening in society, looking at what's happening in the manufacturing industry, I'm starting to get the sense that we may well have lost our confidence in being able to actually be the very best in the world. My suspicion is that we spend more time reflecting on that which is bad and negative rather than recognizing that opportunity is absolutely banging on our door. It does take a policy environment that is conducive to that, and it does take confidence amongst investors, both local and international, that my sense is this opportunity is sitting there banging, and I worry sometimes that we don't see it.